Council, it appears that my iPad's working for right now. But obviously, if I experience problems again, I'll get my handy little phone and call in on the phone. That seemed to work even when my iPad didn't. With that, welcome to our regular city council meeting. We will now have the electronic meeting statement shared with us. Pursuant to Utah Code, West Valley City has determined that this meeting will be held electronically without an anchor location given the ongoing novel coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. West Valley City has determined the pandemic presents a substantial risk to the health and safety of those who may be present at an anchor location. This meeting will be held electronically. Members of the press and public are invited to view this meeting live on YouTube at www.youtube.com/user/WVCTV. Public comment period will be had during this time for those who previously registered to get information on sign in to the meeting. All right, thank you. Let's see, Inside the City video series. It's always fun to see what the next one will be.
I'm Sergeant Chapman with the West Valley City Police Department Property Crimes Unit. Here's a quick tip with stimulus checks likely being sent out soon. People are committing frauds, know that you have been sent out this money and they'd like to get their hands on it. To make sure you get your stimulus money, check to make sure you have your address up to date with the IRS, so the check will get sent to you and not someone else. We've seen cases where checks have gone to the wrong address and people have forged the signature so they can get the cash, the check. Another new trend we are seeing with scams is text message scams. You get a text telling you that you have a package pending or that your bank is closing your account. These are tricks used to get your personal information. Don't ever send passwords, account information, or any personal information via text. Most businesses will contact you directly through the mail. And if you're ever not sure, call the business yourself. Don't use any links given in the text. This has been a 60-second safety tip with the West Valley City Police Department.
Thank you. And so next on our agenda are the approval of the minutes of February 9th.
I would move for approval of the February 9th minutes.
Second.
Very good. It's properly before us. Without objection, the minutes will be approved. Hearing no objection, the minutes are approved unanimously. Next, we have our public comment period. I believe we have a couple of people who are signed up, and so we'll turn to Nicole to bring them on. And so, who's first?
First, we have Jim Visock.
Okay.
Good Mayor. Good Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I just have a comment tonight. First, I've appreciated hearing from the other citizen that has been speaking. I always enjoy hearing the citizens of West Valley speaking up for things that they're concerned about, and I regularly encourage people to do that. Saying that, I am sure that our great West Valley Police Department is monitoring the numbers now that 41 is done and comparing them to the past. It might be a good thing in maybe 6 months, look at after it's been open 6 months and compare it to previous ones. Just a suggestion. Stay safe, stay strong. Good seeing you guys.
Thank you. And who's next?
Next we have Mike Rigdon.
Okay. There you
Hello.
go, Mike. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good. A couple of questions about the 4100 highway. So I think a lot of people are starting to notice that the street's bigger and the street has more traffic. I'm sure that if you went on to the website for the state that monitors how much traffic is going through there, it's probably, even though we do have a pandemic going, I think it's gone up considerably. So one of the things I really do appreciate is that there was an individual that reached out to me, and her concerns that we were able to discuss were just unbelievable, and gave me assurance that there's going to be some safety things, and she was going to bring it up into some of the meetings, and hopefully this will transpire into the city manager and into the police department for monitoring traffic. I failed to get the thing that I noticed on TV on Channel 5 the other night, which was amazing, is they've got a temporary box that they set up on a pole. It's very non-conspicuous. It's just temporary set on a pole, and it registers speed limit. And I thought, wow, what a unique item. And I'm hoping I send it to Nicole, but I'm not positively sure. But I'm hoping that she will take a look at that, and you city council people could also take a look at that and see how this little device could be set up in any type of neighborhood. It doesn't do radar traps or photo tickets or anything like that. But what it will do is give you actual counts of people and the speeds that people are traveling on a road. And it can be temporarily set up and moved into a subdivision on a street. And, you know, it's very temporary, and it's very small box, and Salt Lake County Sheriff Office is using it. And I just think, wow, this is incredible. And hopefully, you know, the police department can get a hold of Salt Lake County and reach out to them and look at this device, because I think it just like instead of putting a lot of enforcement people in certain places where you're getting people complain about speed and stuff like that, you actually get good data from cars and speeds on particular highways and thoroughfares without setting up, you know, great big and I think those signs help people take a look at the signs, you know, where you have your speed, and you'll flash, you know, this is your speed and the speed limit on. And sometimes, you know, those are kind of expensive units to set up. And I think the city may be looking at doing that. And I think that's a great thing. And I think that, you know, movement is going hopefully in the area to protect the city and the residents that live on this particular street. And thank you for the individual that commented on people being involved. I wish more people in the city would be involved in reaching out to, especially the mayor and Mr. Bigelow. Me and you disagree on seniors, and that's okay. You know what? The government tells us we are 55 and we're entitled to be seniors. Why wasn't West Valley? All these 20 years I paid for dues at the fitness center, and guess what? I should have a rebate coming to me because I was considered a 55 and I've been paying for how many years? And now I find out that I could have got a discount. Shame on you, West Valley City, charging me that much money. And I am a senior citizen now. So there, and hopefully you all will have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, I believe that completes all of them.
Yes,
Nicole?
sir.
All right. So with that, Ms. Cottle, any comments?
No, thank you. Not tonight, Mayor.
Just a question for you, though. Do the electronic speed signs that we have also do counts of, and report speeds that are being done?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor. And I did get, I was the one that spoke with Mr. Rigdon this week, and I did get his email information with regards to the item that UPD is using. We, in fact, do have several of those units in the city right now that we use, and we do have the capability in some form to do that kind of a speed test, and Russ and his group are very expert at that. So as I responded back to Mr. Rigdon, we, as the road does fully open up, the Public Works Department is working to time the test correctly so we can run some speed tests, understand what's happening there, and then make the correct moves from that point forward. So we do utilize those systems. I'm not sure it's the same system that he referenced, but we do have those in various locations and do have that capability in the city. We'll employ it here.
Actually, we've had that for quite a while. I know it's been around the time I've been mayor, I believe, the last 8 years. I don't know how much longer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. And one thing Mr. Rigdon said that I do very much agree with. I wish more people would be involved and that we would have trouble fitting them all into our meeting. There were so many. Unfortunately, doesn't happen. And I've encouraged personally hundreds of people, actually probably thousands, but at least hundreds of people to come down and, make us aware of their concerns. But people are busy. They're involved in many things. So with that then, council, any comments? Hearing none. Then we have next on our agenda our consent items. That's all we have on our agenda. Resolution 21-30 is to ratify the city manager's appointment of Jim Visock as chair of the Clean and Beautiful Committee for the rest of the term of the chair through the end of June this year. The next three, resolutions 21-31, -32, and -33, are all similar, just different locations on 2700 West. These are easement purchase agreements, accepting a perpetual easement and a temporary construction easement from 3 locations on that project going there. That is our consent agenda. And with that introduction to the council.
Mayor, I have a comment on the first one, resolution 21-30.
Yes.
That is that usually with these appointments, we get a photograph of the person. And I was very disappointed not to have a photograph of Mr. Visock so that if I run into him somewhere, I could recognize him and congratulate him. But that said, I will move for approval of the 4 items on the consent agenda.
Second.
properly before us. Then with that, to our city recorder for the roll call vote.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu,
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. There is no need for a closed session. That completes our agenda. Any other comments from the council? If not, we'll have our final motion. Hearing no comments,
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn. Without objection, we will stand adjourned. And hearing no objections, that motion passed unanimously. Again, stay safe, stay healthy. Look forward to participating with you in our meeting again next week.